sorry, Chris. It hurts so much. I forgot a whole pile. Hi y'all, this is Chase. She, they, and you found Jace Reads Romance, a community dedicated to empowering women about sex and sexuality through the reading of romance novels. And it is time for another book haul. So get your comfy sexy on. I have a bookish sweatshirt, my emotional support water bottle. I even have cookies. I made some cookies. Here are my stats. In the month of April, I bought 36 books. 15 of them were by authors of color, which made it 41.67%. 13 were queer stories, 36.11%. So I hit my diversity goals for my books being purchased. If you've been following along, that hasn't happened for some months in its entirety. So for the year, I am not at my diversity goals, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep searching. I'm going to keep finding new voices, new authors to put on my shelves to champion in this space so that their voices are heard. In this book haul, we've got 4 main categories. There are trophies, special editions or book boxes, books by authors that I'm continuing to purchase and read one day, and then new to me authors and stories. All right. Let's get started. These are my trophies, books that I've read in some other shape, form, however, that I wanted to purchase and put on my shelves in a physical way. The first book is Sweet Obsession by Katie Robert. I was lucky enough to get an ARC of this book, so I read it before it came out at the beginning of April, and I wanted a physical copy in my hand. I loved this story. It was Icarus and Poseidon, and it made me cry. So really happy to continue my collection of Not Neon Gods, the Dark Olympus series. The next book is The Breakup List by Adib Khorram. This was my first Adib Khorram book, and I loved this book. The problem is it's YA, and it's not that YA is a problem, it's that so many YA books come out in hardcover, and I didn't want a hardcover copy, I wanted a paperback. So I have waited until it came out in paperback for it to be on my shelf. Book number 3 is The Bennett Women by Eden Apiakubi. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I read this years ago, and it continues to be one of my favorite Pride and Prejudice retellings. Also, it has BIPOC representation, it has queer representation, it has trans representation. It is just a gem of a book. It is also YA, so zero spice, but I truly loved this story. Book number 4, The Shots You Take by Rachel Reed. This is a book whose ARC I read in January. It came out in March, and I just couldn't find it anywhere and didn't think to pre-order it. I don't know why, but I found it on Independent Bookstore Day, and so I got my own copy. This is an MM romance, older MM, they're both in their 40s, which made it really special to me. So often we only see stories of young people or a young person and an old person in an age gap, but 2 people in their 40s getting a happily ever after, I'm all for it. Last book that I got as a trophy is My Best Friend's Honeymoon by Meryl Wilsner. I also read this as an ARC. It's so good. It's so great, and I got to meet them. Amazing event, but this book is so good, and the spices so hard. So hard. So if you're someone who looks for queer stories with just a waterfall of spice, this is going to be a good one for you. The next grouping is special editions and book boxes. And I have a new book box that I got, so I'll go through that one first. My new book box is the Steamy-Lit book box. I've known about the Steamy-Lit book box for a while, and I don't know why. I was not a book box person last year. I wanted to be just very organic with what I bought and intentionally choosing. But I love Steamy-Lit. I love what they do, and I love their stories. So I signed up for the book box. Now, the only challenge is I already owned these 2 books. So they clearly have good taste. The Relationship Mechanic and Not in My Book. I have these already. And I said, you know what? Who cares? I'll get second copies and then I'll just pay more attention when the next book box comes out. So that's why it doesn't really matter to me, because I'm totally fine having 2 copies of these. The book that I didn't have, but I have read, is Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. I read this book in the fall. It is a fabulous contemporary rom-com. It got a lot of traction and then flack, and I don't know why, because it was just a blast. It was a great time. So I was really happy to have it on my shelves, even though it's not the indie version, because it got picked up by Trad. Still beautiful, still great cover. My next book box is probably smut. This month it is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. They have their own cover, their own dust jacket, and I don't love hardcovers. I kind of want all the hardcovers to be like the Probably Smut deep end where the cover is decorated, but every single time you get your box, you get your tabs that match it. I do love the matching tabs, and you have stickers that are themed for the book. And I don't know if I'm going to keep the stickers with the book, but I wanted to show you because I haven't done that so far. So all the stickers are also themed for the book. The last book is my final, currently, Bad Women Books edition of Checkmate by Ali Hazelwood. I have the rest of her Steminist as well as Bride from them with their sprayed edges and their specific designs. Checkmate was the last one to arrive. I have read this. I've actually only read an arc. I have an arc of it, which you might be able to see up there. I've never read the finished book, which I don't believe is very different from the arc, but if you've read both the arc and the finished book, let me know because I'm very curious. Here we go. These are all of the books by authors I have read or whose series I'm continuing. Let's get started. It's really heavy. I'm gonna put them all down now. Such a bad idea. I'm just gonna get these 4 out of the way. These are the ones that I definitely bought because they match my other copies. Playing by the Rules by Monica Murphy with the sprayed edges. Beautiful Exile. I didn't get this because of the sprayed edges. I got the other one and it has a special, like, foiled. It's really beautiful. This was the book that I got as part of my ticket for the event that I wasn't able to go to, but I have a dear friend who picked up the book for me. The Sinner by Marty Mann matches the rest of them. Maybe at one point I'll show you all of them together. And Pucked Under by Helena Hunting. This is part of our hockey series, and we've got more sprayed edges that way. We listen and we don't judge. This is A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley. This completes my US trilogy. I have the UK version from Bad Women Books in special editions. I have the US copies of the first 2 books, and this completes my trilogy. Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lynn Tran. I have Daughter of the Moon Goddess over here, and the second one came out in paperback. I wanted them to match. I do. You can tell because I buy very few hardcovers that I prefer a paperback in my hand. This is Enchantra by Kylie Smith. I have Phantasma. I actually have a second copy of Enchantra waiting for me because I bought a ticket to an event that I definitely was not going to go to because I was out of town. So I have that. That one is signed. This one is just mine. Next is Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory. This is her first FF romance. She has a bunch of MF romances. I love that she's venturing into queer stories. And she is a fantastic writer, so I had to have it. Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. I have already listened to the audiobook of this, but I don't count it as a trophy because I pre-ordered this too. So this is the 4th book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series if you're looking for small town cowboy romances. While this was, I think, the best written, it was not my favorite book. This is What the Hex by Jessica Clare. I read Go Hex Yourself years ago, and it's a perfectly fine book. It's Grumpy Sunshine, very cute, very interesting witchy world. And a friend of mine said that this book was so much better. I don't think I have a copy of Go Hex Yourself, but I bought a copy of this one because she said it was incredible. And I love that. I love when authors get better with books and the tropes that she told me about. I am all for them. Next, we've got The Geographer's Map to Romance by India Holton. I have The Ornithologist's Guide to... What is the really long title? Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love is the first in the series. India Holton has written the Wisteria Society of Women Scoundrels, which is hysterical, that whole series. And so I wanted to continue with this one as well. This is No Ordinary Love by Maya Ariel. I have When I Think of You, which is her first book, and so I wanted the second one. I've heard incredible things about this story. The people who've recommended this to me, I trust them, and I believe them when they say I will love this book. Next, I have another Megan Quinn book. I know, you're so sick of this. This is the Bridesmaid series. This is the third book in her Bridesmaid series. Bridesmaid by Chance. I have not read the first two, but I have them. This is the series I thought I was going to start with. I don't know why. I think I remember being in just a frenzy of like for her as an author when I saw her at an event, and so I got books by her that were there, and I have not read them yet. Now I just have the completed trilogy. I have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. This is my last book in the continuation. And you might be confused. I've never talked about Cara Bastone. I love her audiobooks. I found her because of her audio stories. There's one called Call Me Maybe. It's an audio, it's on Audible. It's one of those, and it truly is one of my favorite audio performances ever. There's zero spice, but there's so much chemistry. And two of my friends, all on Independent Bookstore Day, we all got this book separately. You might see me tandem reading this with some friends in the near future. Our final category, authors that are new to me. This is many. I also like when there are authors that are new to me, I like to read the back of the books to you, because if I didn't know about them, you might not have known about them. And I want to share new authors. I want more voices around. So here we go. This is the only hardcover I purposefully purchased this month. It's The Neverlist by Jade Presley, and it is a why choose fantasy romance. Why choose one when you can have them all? So 4 Princes of Luma, oh man, nope. Basically, you have to become a princess to 4 princes. Oh, but also look at this, like that's just beautiful. There's nothing on the back, but there's also this. It's so pretty. And you're invited to the choosing, where you could win the heart of not just 1 prince, but 4. Next book is Roland Rogers Isn't Dead Yet by Samantha Allen. I picked this up during Independent Bookstore Day in a bookstore's very queer section. Very large, very queer section. Good job, them. I have no idea what this is, but it says everything I wanted in a queer rom-com. So, it's the gig of a lifetime for this ghostwriter, except there's a catch. The client, a closeted A-list actor finally ready to come out in his memoir, is an actual ghost. And the sparks flying between the men are becoming a little too real. It's just too funny. It's just too funny. Like, look at that. Next, I got Futbolista by Johnny Garza Villa. And I'm guessing it's queer football. Let's read the back. Classmates to friends to lovers in a college football, the real football. Romance that's equal parts raunchy, heartfelt, queer, and Mexican-American. Amazing. We've got Bingsu for Two by Sujin Witherspoon. Please help me with names. Number 1, it's adorable. It's too shiny. Too shiny for my lights. I apologize. But it's a really cute little cafe thing. Meet River Langston Lee in the past 24 hours. He's dumped his girlfriend, walked out of his SATs, and quit his job at his parents' cafe in spectacularly disastrous fashion, even for him. So this is YA, but cute. Ooh, a green-haired girl who's not as heartless as he thought. I'm intrigued that this seems to be about the male main character and not the FMC, so yeah. I also got Behind the Scenes by Corelia Stetz Waters. No, I have no idea if I'm saying anybody's name correctly. And there are pugs on the back and on the front, and 2 lovely ladies making eyes at each other. So fans of Abby Jimenez and Mara Wilsner, literally, you've seen 2 books by them already, will fall in love with this hilarious and refreshingly authentic novel about second chances, pugs, and finding the perfect muse. I also love pugs. I read Farrah Rashan's book. I've also pre-ordered her second book in that series, so there you go. I got The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. Name. This has been recommended to me so many times, and I know the romance is not, like, at the forefront of this story, but I really want to read this story. She's a little thick, which intimidates me, but I think she'll be worth it. From what I understand, she's going to be worth it. When tragedy strikes in your own home, when death and deception are around every corner, how far are you willing to go to fix that to fix what is broken. A Time Magazine best YA book of all time. There's a second book in the series. I know she's good. How could I not? Serial Killer Games by Kate Posey. I got this at the Bookseller, one of my favorite local bookstores, and the people there know me. They know me very well. And the person behind the counter, when I brought that up, said to me, as soon as I stocked that book, I knew you were going to be the one to buy it. I knew that was going to be a book you bought. So, what would you do if you thought your coworker was getting away with murder literally? A morbidly funny and emotionally resonant novel about the ways life and love can sneak up on us no matter how much pepper spray we carry. It was just funny. I'm going to show both of these because they are in the same series and I got them both. It is a queer magical story. The first one is Remedial Magic and the second is Reluctant Witch, both by Melissa Marr. And look at these cute covers, these sapphic witchy stories. A friend of mine said they were great, and so I'm not going to read the second ones back because I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'll read the top of the first book. On her, danger looked like how a fairy tale candy-made house had to Hansel and Gretel. It was bait for some trap Ellie was certain she should avoid. Her initial instincts had been right. Prospero was temptation made flesh. Fucking love this. Also, I'm a sucker for anything Shakespeare related, and Prospero is an important figure in Shakespeare, so obviously. Next is Token by Beverly Kendall. I just loved this cover, and I had a feeling Token, when I read the title, was gonna just hit me in the feels. The back says, she's brilliant, beautiful, and tired of being the only Black woman in the room. Fuck yeah. I love finding new authors that I had never heard of before. I've never heard of her, even though this is not her first book. This might be her first trad book, and so I wanted to support that. Ooh, let me just read the first two sentences. 2 years ago, Kennedy Mitchell was plucked from the reception desk and placed in the corporate boardroom in the name of diversity. Rather than play along, she and her best friend founded Token, a boutique PR agency that helps diversity-challenged companies and celebrities. With corporate America diversifying workplaces and famous people getting into reputation-damaging controversies, Token is in high demand. Fuck yeah. Just, can you imagine everything that's in this book? This is Courting Samira by Amal Awad. I don't often see a ton of head coverings. Like, head coverings are not something that is often associated with romance, which is false. Everyone falls in love, y'all. I don't even know how to say, like, love is for everyone. Everyone falls in love. So let me just say this. A charming and frothy romantic comedy set in Sydney, Australia, about a 27-year-old Palestinian woman who is suddenly faced with unexpected choices in life and love. Oh, she works for a bridal magazine. Seems really messy. The Gay Best Friend by Nicholas DiDomizio. What a great title. He's always been the token gay best friend. Now, stuck between a warring bride and groom, he's finally ready to focus on something new, himself. Oh my gosh. Chaos and unexpected romance quickly ensue. By the time Dom returns for the bachelorette party, he's accumulated a laundry list of secrets that threaten to destroy everything from the wedding to Bucky's career. Who's Bucky? Probably his love interest. To the one thing Dom hasn't been paying nearly enough attention to, his own life. So much mess. The last book is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. I love this cover. It literally called out to me in the bookstore. And this is why I love wandering bookstores, especially independent bookstores, because I feel like they're going to have the things that I'm craving and haven't seen before. Christina Lauren has as a little blurb on the back of this. With her newly completed PhD in astronomy in hand, Grace Porter goes on a girls' trip to Vegas to celebrate. She's a straight-A, hard-working high achiever. She is not the kind of person who goes to Vegas and gets drunkenly married to a woman whose name she doesn't know. Until she does exactly that. So it's also a queer story. Fuck off, it's so cool. So that is everything that I bought in the month of April. Let me know if you purchased any of these books. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you have books on the horizon that you think I should pre-order or look for in the coming months. And I hope that this gave you some idea of what to put on your TBR. Follow along, like and subscribe if you want to know what I purchased in the month of May, June, July, so on, so forth. And until next time, this is Jace holding space for you.